Bourbonbarkeep, my name's Curtis. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode. Just can't believe that we just watch people drink whiskey sometimes, but you know what? It has saved me money in the past, so we'll see if I can save you some money. We got 13th Colony, maybe one of the most controversial distillers, bottlers, I don't know where we're going with them at this point, in the whiskey community today. Will this be the last bottle I ever buy from them? We shall see. Let's get into some specs and roll this dope intro. Not gonna lie, I was really on the fence on do I want to keep supporting 13th Colony, but sometimes you're onto a bottle and you go in the red and you're like, wow, that's a very pretty teal. Let's add that to the shelf. And then you put it on your shelf and you're like, why is this bottle shaped like this? I hate you again. So, needless to say, not sponsored by 13th Colony and not a fan of their bottle design, amongst a few other things. Diving into the bottle itself, this is 13th Colony's first ever cask strength rye. I have not bought their bottom shelf stuff, not out of any reason outside of why do I need you, and I hate putting you on my shelf because you take up like 3 bottles worth. So they have stayed there. Will I like this one? We shall see. This one is available in, I believe, 13 states at this point, but we have our trusty seal box. They do carry 13th Colony. Is this bottle up there yet? I don't know, but you can get notified. There's also an affiliate link, and that would be awesome if you use that and the bottle was there. Win-win at that point. Now, we got a 95.5 MGP rye. They did disclose that they are distilled in Indiana and bottled and aged in Georgia. So we're starting to right the ship. It takes time to earn back trust. There are a couple things that I will mention, and this is pure alleged. And that may take a drink to get into. This is non-age stated, but 13th Colony will tell you it's between 4 to 6 years old. I was a little suspect of the color when they told me it was 4 to 6 years old. When I say we, I mean Google. And then I found out that the rye is actually infused, not finished, infused with French oak spirals. And I'm like, okay, could explain that away potentially, with this being the cask strength version. Maybe. So we shall see. What I'm going to put a pin in, and we'll see if this gains any traction. There's no straight whiskey on the label, so you got a lot of stuff back here at this point. Straight bourbon, straight whiskey. There's no straight on here. I don't like that. Is there coloring? Is there additives? I don't like that stuff. Steer away from it on tequila. I would like to steer away from it here. But here I am tasting it anyways. This guy's coming in $90. And do we do anything else? Nope. Think we're ready to move on? Hope so. I'll be editing this and be like, why didn't I just pause? Why didn't I do that? But we're going to keep going. On the nose. Whew. That's a lot of rye. A lot of rye in there. A lot of spearmint, maybe pine, but it's bringing me into a very good sweetness. So I'm going to go like spearmint. Was it Winterfresh was the blue one. Yeah, I'm going to go the green one. Double mint? Is that right? Is that spearmint? I don't know. It's a rye nose. I don't know what I was expecting, but I do gravitate towards that mint. It is starting to kind of go into kind of this mint, maple syrup, vanilla, and like just a hint of dill under there. I am kind of intrigued by it. Heaven Hill, their grain to glass, I felt like went heavy dill. Thought it was fun to have on the shelf as something different, so I don't steer away from it. I do steer away from earth, and I'm not getting a ton of that, so kind of pumped. Very bright. That mint, I feel like it's making my eyes water at this point. I'm not scared off by it. I could see like a little root beer in there, so happy and really enjoy that. So let's get on the palate, see what we got. It's good. It's good. So far, happy I decided to pull the trigger on that guy. Ooh, that is a long finish. And as I say that, I'm like, we should have paused because I never said proof. 120.7 proof. It drinks at least for the first sip in the esophagus. Man, that's nice. It's nice. It does vanish from the tongue pretty quick. Now you're wondering, what did I taste? Those are all great questions. That nose really translates to the palate. Great bright mint, root beer, vanilla, maple. Not getting a lot of dill. Not upset at it, to be fair. But sip one, you never know what you're getting into, especially at this higher proof. Let's get sip two. Let's dive in. I did not have mint and root beer mixing and being really good. And they are. It is more kind of that root beer candy. So take that for what it is. That maple really sweetens it up, which I think brings me into that candy rather than that cola. It does kind of have that rye spice, which, I don't know, maybe I'm going to backtrack and go into root beer, that Barks root beer. Overall, sweet, bright with the mint, but rich flavors at the same time. Baking spice, allspice, clove. But boy, if you don't like mint, this is not for you, because it's here. I want it here, so it's definitely not a con for me. If it's for you, save the money. Let's go sip three, see what we're talking about in the finish. It's a little thin for the proof, at least mouthfeel wise. You definitely feel it in the chest. It is really good, very sweet. That mint just brightens it up. I'm not getting a ton of fruit, maybe a little orange zest as it sits on the palate, but overall, it's pretty delicious. Kind of came in a little half-hearted, but walking out surprised at least. Overall, very impressed. This nice clove and black pepper just kind of cling to the tongue. I mean, you do need to know you're getting into a 95% rye. And if you're not scared off by rye, there you go. It does have a lot of treat notes to it with the kind of that root beer candy and maple, that mint. As it kind of sits on the palate with kind of these dark flavors, I am kind of getting this Andes mint as it just kind of sits. So not a great mouth feel, but at least hangs around, or it's at least robust enough to where it brings a lot of notes to the table. I don't think it's necessarily approachable, but it is delicious at 120 plus proof. Now, we got to rate this guy. How are we stacking up on Whiskey of the Year rankings? We already have a couple great ryes on the rankings. Where does she go? So we have our census categories. That's just what's in the glass. We don't care what we paid. We don't care age. This is just pure enjoyment, folks. And I do have some enjoyment, not going to lie. I'm going to go 84. Closer to 83. I'm going to keep it away from Fantastic. Maybe it's because, like, this year I feel like I've really evolved into really appreciating ryes, not just rye involved in bourbon, but rye whiskey. So maybe it's that. But overall, knowing I'm not a big rye guy, this is very, very good. So take that for what it is. Now, bang for the buck. This one, it's super hard to score. With 13th Colony, I don't necessarily care that they don't produce it. There's been a lot of NDPs that have been on here that have done very, very well. 13th Century. I don't know what the deal is with the 13th and not doing your own stuff, your own juice. That's a thing, apparently. 13th Century scored very well. Love what they're doing. Cool story. 13th Colony, yes, there's still a little harbor of unforgiveness. That's going to be something that I need to work on. But like I said, when it started, they don't have the straight whiskey. Are they adding stuff? Are they not? I don't know. So I can't penalize them for that. Non-age stated, 4 to 6 years, but at $90. Not great, even at cask strength. Would I pay $90 if I didn't have it? Yeah, it's pretty good. But at 4 to 6 years old, should it be $90? Probably not. So I'm just going to go 47. It does taste like a $90 bottle. I'm going to take that back. I feel like the oiliness probably should be a little more ramped up, but at least the tasting notes I really enjoy. The experience is okay. So at $90, yeah, I'm going to reel that back a little bit. Feel good about it. All right, so we'll plug those in. Let's see how it does. Let's see how it opens up. Who knows? Like, subscribe. What are your thoughts on 13th Colony? Are you just out no matter how good it is? Even if you found the double oak? Would you walk away? I doubt it. I wouldn't either. But here we are. It's good juice. We'll see.